Yo, it's about damn time. Finally making a tutorial on how to make a soprano type like trap beat with the sample, because that's basically all I've been posting. I mean, I still make other beats, but that's all I've been posting. So I'm a sample Shooter by Cardi. And first of all, first thing you want to do when you get a sample from YouTube, you want to trim it because there's always a little part at the beginning that messes up like the tempo if you don't cut it out. So you're gonna turn that trim knob up, and then to find the BPM, usually I just try to align it with the lines, or you can just throw it into a BPM finder online. Right now I'm gonna just try to find the BPM, so it's looking like 153. There we go, yeah, 153. When I get a sample, I like to, before I make anything with the sample, I try to find what part of the beat or what part of the song that I'm gonna use like as the sample. So for this part, I'm probably gonna use this shit for the intro, and then this just for like the main sample bit. So I'm gonna use this kind of as the main mel, but also in a way as like a background melody. So I don't want it to take up too much room in the mel. So I'm gonna throw it in a EQ, and I'm gonna just cut out the low end. I also do that because I don't want it to mess with the 808 later on. So yeah, once we got this in the arrangement, I like to double it and then throw a pattern in here, copy, and then just highlight this so that when I play it, it only plays this part. And yeah, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna just add on to the original sample. I'm gonna actually turn it down a little bit. So let's go to Xenology. So Xenology is what I use mainly for trap beats. If I'm not making a trap beat, which I mean I'm not really doing anymore apart from my samples. If I'm not making a trap beat, I usually use pigments, serum. That's about it right now, honestly. I'm not using a lot of different VSTs right now, but for trap you definitely want to get Xenology. So the presets I'm gonna be using are gonna come from these two banks, and this one from TJ Rivers, this one from Shark, and this one's from Pull with Shotty. So I'm gonna just look for some to layer with this mel. Oh, but before we actually put anything on the mel, we gotta get a scale. So I'm actually gonna find the key of this real quick. I'm gonna throw it into a key finder, and the key of the sample is C sharp minor. So what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna right click on this little piano thing, hit C sharp, and then make sure I'm selecting the minor natural plus chords, because you can just play chords on your keyboard without actually having to know how to play chords. So I'm gonna actually just drag a MIDI scale real quick, just so I just use it as a guideline, so I know how to make my mel or what notes to use when I make my mel. When I'm on Xenology, I like using the pulsating category. Pause on that. I'm gonna try to actually find some pulsating presets. I kind of like that. It's like a piano mixed with the synth. So. When I add stuff on top of the sample, I like to keep it simple, because a lot of these beats, I really focus on the drums more than the actual melody itself. So I just like to keep it simple, not overcomplicate anything. I like this bell. You know, obviously, as you can see, I'm not adding a lot of layers to my melts. I'm not like making chords or anything. I might do that later on, but I'm just keeping it very simple so that the sample is like still recognizable when you listen to it. I'm gonna switch out this preset. I'm gonna put it up an octave. like that more. I like that little gate that it has. I'm really just gonna stick to Xenology for this tutorial because that's really what I use for trap beats. No, I'm not. Just keep in mind, I'm not showing you how to make a soprano beat. I'm just showing you how I make the beats that I label as soprano type beats on my channel because I know that's what y'all been wanting to see. But this is not a soprano tutorial. This is just how I like to make these sample beats. So don't expect me to like copy whatever he does. I like playing out my melodies because sometimes it just feels like it just ends up sounding more natural at the end when I put in melodies I actually play myself. But you don't have to. I mean, that's just something I like doing. And I hear a little bit of low end on this. I'll just cut that out. I think I'm gonna try to find, let's see, I'm gonna try to find a, actually I'm gonna go to Nexus real quick. I don't even know if my Nexus works. Okay, it does work. And I'm gonna try to find a good pad. Because I don't know if y'all noticed, but the beat, because I turned all the low end off, or I just cut it all out in the sample, it feels kind of empty right now. It feels like there's something like that should be there but isn't. So that's why I'm gonna add a pad real quick. So obviously this pad is pretty loud. I'm gonna take some low end out and I'm gonna just turn it down to make it mix better with the beat. I'm actually gonna add a high note. There we go. Alright, so usually I like to pitch down my samples, or I mean pitch it up either way. Number one, so they don't get copyrighted. And I can still make some money off it. But I also just, I don't like keeping the sample in its original pitch because then it just feels like it's too easy. I don't know how to explain it, but I just like sampling it. I mean, I just like pitching it down. So right here, I just pitched it down by 1 semitone, which is 100 cents. And then what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna hold shift and then click on all these mel's. I'm gonna go to transpose, and then I brought the sample down by 1 semitone, so I'm gonna just hit -1. I'm gonna type in -1, and that's gonna bring all these melts down by 1 semitone. So yeah, that's the mel. I'm gonna start getting into the drums. So the snares, you want to make sure they're very bouncy. You don't want to. I don't really like just doing, like the typical, just the typical pattern. I like to change it up a little bit, just to fill up the space. So for the hi-hats, you don't want to just, do like your typical two-step. I kind of just like to improvise while I'm playing out the pattern. So I'm gonna see what I can make right now with these hi-hats. So it's pretty repetitive, but I mean, it's a different type of bounce, right? Like I'm not just keeping it all the same. Maybe after I'll go in here and add some extra notes, but the open hats, I mean, there's nothing much to the open hats. You can just put them wherever you want, wherever you think they'll hit the hardest. I'm I'm gonna add some perks or just some extra drums. Yeah, I'm gonna just use this this D-Rich 808. So I'm sure y'all probably seen this tip in a lot of other videos, but you can make your 808 patterns in a high octave so you can really hear what note you're putting them in, and then once you're satisfied with the notes, you can just bring it down back to the 5th octave. I actually do not like this pattern at all. I'm gonna just add a master preset real quick, which has compressor, clipper. You don't gotta do all this. I mean, you could honestly still make the master sound hard with just a soft clipper and some EQs, but this is what my soft clipper looks like that I usually use. And that's gonna let your 808s hit a little bit harder. I don't really like turning the 808s up a lot. I usually just like keeping them not low, but just at a regular volume. Because I feel like if you turn them up too much, then it doesn't have like that trap sound that you're really looking for. So I'm gonna split this pattern up, right click here, split by channel. And then to drag all these, instead of dragging them all one by one, you can click on the first one, then hold shift, click this bottom one, and I can just drag them all in. Actually, before I arrange this beat, I'm gonna just change the second half of this 808 pattern real quick. So I'm gonna just highlight all this, Control B, and I'm gonna just change it up a little bit. I like adding a little bit of variation on the second half of the 808 pattern. For the intro, I think I might just leave this by itself and then start bringing in other instruments. One thing I forgot to mention is the BPM really doesn't matter because trap beats are really versatile when it comes to the BPM you use. So if I really wanted to slow this down, I could fit it to tempo. We know that the BPM is 153 from earlier, so you just type that in and then make sure this is on stretch so it keeps the pitch, and then you could bring this down. I'm actually gonna make it a little bit faster. I'm gonna make it like 149. But yeah, I mean, it really just depends on your sample. There's a lot of samples that I do like to slow down by a lot, but for this sample specifically, I feel like the whole beat just sounds better with the faster tempo. Yeah, around that like 150. So I'm gonna just keep it around there. I'm not gonna slow it down too much. And I mean, from here, it's pretty easy. You just gotta arrange it how you want. And just to add some variation, I like to take out some instruments and then add them later. So I'm gonna look for some to take out right now. think I'm gonna take out this Zanaji lead and then bring it in where all the drums come in. So these, I don't know, what is it for? These like 32 bars are kind of the chorus, and then for like the verse, I'm gonna just take out whatever is like really standing out from the mel. So once again, I'm gonna take out this lead, and maybe I'll take out the pad. So yeah, that's about it for how I make these sample beats. The main goal I try to keep in mind when making these is to not overcomplicate the melody, just let the sample rock out by its own and just add on to it instead of trying to turn it into something new, because you still want the sample to be noticeable. That's kind of what makes it, hit harder. And I guess for the drums, I'd say, you should put a little effort into the drums. Don't just, use the same patterns, the traditional two-step patterns and, all that. So make your own bounce with the drums, but keep the melody simple and add some variation to the beat for the arrangement. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll make more tutorials in the future if I got time, but can't make any promises. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this, and I'll catch y'all next time.